Go, son, whatever you got.
I have, it looks like, a Moses perch.
That's what we want to see. G'day, welcome to Real Action. Michael, Guest, Wayne Gordon. We're doing a bit of jigging on today's show with some pretty flash jigging gear. So these are vertical jigs, that big weight there that sonically taps up and down. And you've got all sorts of flash, and you can screw soft plastics in there to add a bit of scent as well. We came out a little bit earlier this morning and had a quick bait fish and did a ride on the bait fishing.
That was great.
So we thought, what the heck, the wind was supposed to pick up, but it's not too bad at the moment. So we've moved out a little bit deeper and we're going to do a bit of jigging and see how we go. Bit of a grey overcast day, a couple of showers buzzing around, but as long as the fish are biting, I think we're on for a bit of a treat there. We've also got some metal jigs we can drop down out a little bit deeper, but that is a beautiful start to what's going to be a pretty cool technique.
Yes, we'll give it a go.
Just going to tie one of these on. Nice cool packet there. So this one is a 100 gram model. Come in all sorts of sizes, 60s, 80s, 100 up to about 140 I think. So you've got the weight there. So the weight goes with the bulbous bit to the bottom or the heavier bit. This is a cool looking one because it's got the bright pink hues. So I'll sit that just down in there. And then that's our tail with our two hooks hanging off the bottom. So then we've got those two metal parts clicking together, which is going to be another added attraction. So that'll go click, click. And then what you can do, there's a little spring inside here, and I can add a soft plastic to it. So one of these biodegradable, big, heavily scented soft plastics out of the tub. Set that tub over there. And so that can sit up inside there. But what I'll do, pair of scissors, I'm going to shorten it up a little bit, and then I'm going to screw that in there like so. And there we have it.
Yep. Well, I'm on again, Guesty.
You're on again?
Yeah, no, drop the jig back down and...
That's all happening?
It is happening.
And it's another Moses perch.
Moses.
Not as big as the first one, but I've got to tell you, they are a cool looking thing. That spot on the back there, they only grow to about, probably 55, 60 centimetres maximum. We'll get him back to the bottom and he can grow a bit bigger. We'll see him another day, eh? There you go, mate.
Okay, yep. I've got one on here again, Guesty.
You've done it again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change things up a bit because whatever you're doing is working at the moment, and I'm...
Well, it could be a colour thing, like I've put that bright red one on.
You said off air before that it was totally an angler thing and that you were just in tune with the jig and then I didn't know what I was doing. You said, no, come on, tell everyone at home. You're going to give me a hard time. You're allowed to give me a hard time on air. He didn't really say that, but he was thinking it. I could see him thinking that he said, I've got this mastered. I am the jig master.
I was thinking that, actually.
You were thinking that. No, mate, I'm not grabbing that. I'm grabbing this because, there we go.
That is a nice one, that.
It's pulling a bit harder, this one. Oh, this is such beautiful gear to use, these baitcaster style jigging reels, PE 2 to 4. They are just a magnificent rod to use, and I reckon. So show everyone your snapper before I lift mine up.
That's a nice little fish.
Can I see his tail? Show everyone what he looks like. There you go.
We might even let this one go,
Let him go, and I reckon I've got you.
Righto, we'll see.
You let him go. I reckon I've got you here. I have got you.
Only just.
You know the difference?
Only just.
With the better quality fish is the big scented curly tail hanging off there. And you watch, the next time he puts one down, Gordo that is, I reckon there'll be one of those on there.
We'll see.
We'll see. Tiny little hooks are just pinned in there, and snapper are fish that love eating squid and cuttlefish, so this is what we're trying to replicate, and I reckon that addition of that curly tailed plastic is definitely making a difference Well, I reckon it is. I'm going to say that because, there we go. Pull that out. And they're super sharp, those little hooks, aren't they? Oh, bang. A little bit of a tap on the boat. There we go. Just fire things up. We're going to go back up and have another drift through. We're starting to mark a few fish, getting closer to tide change, and tide changes are just one of those things you've got to stay tuned in on. If you find a nice patch of fish, you want to spend your time fishing in and around the tide change in where those fish are, because the bigger fish are going to become more active and you've got more chance of landing or at least getting a bite off a bigger fish. So I've got digital and down scan here, and I've got my chart here. Shows my drift line. So I've just got to go back to the top of that drift line, turn the engine off, have a run through, and then if I want to stop and park, I can drop the electric motor down, hit that button, that spot lock button, and we're parked. So we're in about 43 metres of water here, fair bit of current, so we're using those slightly bigger headed jigs at the moment. Slightly better bite, that one.
It is, yeah.
Gordo.
Oh,
the wind's backing off quite nicely for us there now, so.
Well, and it looks like a bit different fight to a snapper. Would you think that?
I don't want to say, but we'd really like to catch a pearl perch. I honestly think that these jigs are going to be perfect for pearlies, and it's just...
It's looking like it.
Well, no, I'm not going to call it early, because my mate over here calls fish early, and you look like a bit of a fool when they don't come up the way you think they were going to be. But it did hit hard, and then it's just sort of got a bit of weight there now, loaded up.
No head shakes?
No head shakes at the moment. And I think I might have done it. I have, Gordo. I've done it. Yes!
That is a good one.
That's what we wanted to show you. Look at that. I thought it was a pearl perch. While I was just hang on to that so that doesn't bang around. While I was winding that up, I'm thinking, that's definitely a pearlie. I had the polarised sunnies on, looking down there, and just through that initial whack, 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 and then just that sort of mouth open. Yeah, heavy lift. And they are just such a beautiful fish. Magnificent eating fish as well, pearl perch.
Look at the hooks. Man, one in each side.
He wasn't going anywhere, that bloke.
No, definitely not.
Grunting away. Oh,
mate, that is a great fish.
That is. Well, I've hooked something that's pulling a bit of string. It's going well.
Has he got you down there?
Yeah, there's a bit. I'm just trying to get him up off the bottom. He's pulling pretty hard, whatever it is.
Yeah. He sure did take a liking to that jig.
He did. What we might do, just hit the mark button there on our drift.
Yep.
So we're actually just slowly drifting to find some country at the moment, and if we find something that we like, we'll come back and sit on it, but we'll hit the waypoint button there twice, and we'll know exactly where we got that bite. But wow, he just climbed on that then, this fish. Oh, colour there now. And it's a big bonito of all things. It's a dirty big bonnie.
Read about it.
You wouldn't believe it. Hang on to that, Gordo.
Yeah, mate. Grab the rod.
By the tail. Jumping around. It's a good sized bonito, that's for sure. Oh, Bonnie, they go like an absolute train. And hang on to that weight for me.
Yep.
There he is. He's absolutely climbed on that jig. Actually quite a good eating fish. Same family as dogtooth tuna, and you can see why they have those big sharp teeth. Look a bit like a dogtooth tuna.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just sit him there for a sec. I'll just slide the hooks out of him. One little hook. He was hooked a bit sideways, that's why he felt a little bit larger than he was, but bonito are just like any of those tuna-y type fish, go like an absolute rocket. He's a beauty.
Oh, good bait.
That was a good release. Got him on.
Yeah, don't you love it when the fishing's like this?
It's good when you can just drop down your jig straight down.
Straight back up.
And
yep.
And not a big fish, but you know what? When you're trying different techniques out, and I haven't used these lures before, they're new to me. I've used that type of lure in the past. Every lure is a little bit different, and there's a slightly different technique. You know, how fast can I work it? Is a slower lift better than a short, sharper lift? Do I need to set the hooks quickly? And these ones are really just quite a gentle action seems to work really well with them. So you can basically just sit the rod in the rod holder and let it happen. And you can see.
I'll grab that rod off you.
Nice little. Just bit me on the fingers then. Probably shouldn't have stuck my finger in his mouth then, Gordo.
No.
Pop that jig out of his mouth there. Just a pretty little snapper. Just goes to show you there's so many different fish that'll take to this technique. Just a matter of working it out. And so far it's that slow rolling technique. Let the fish eat it, and then bang, those tiny little hooks are so sharp they jam in, and they're super strong as well.
Staying safer on the water has never been easier thanks to the Marine Rescue app, and it's free. All you need to do is tell us where you're going and when you'll be back, and don't forget to log off. So take a couple of minutes to set up your profile. Be smart, choose the tracking option so Marine Rescue knows where to start searching in an emergency. Logging on with Marine Rescue New South Wales means someone's watching out for you. Marine Rescue New South Wales, volunteers saving lives on the water.
Having a bit of a move around at the moment. We're just going past the local fisheries fad, so I've just put a tiny little jig on. I can see a couple of dolphin fish down there, or mahi-mahi, but I don't think there's anything real big. We'll see if we can't jig one up. It's pretty hard to drive past a fad and see a few dolphin fish and not at least have a cast at them. So I'll just let that sink down a little bit. Not sure where they are. Generally they're on the up current side. At this point that's that end, but just see how we go. Oh, there's a bite. Got him. Whoa! You go, Gordo. Oh, they're only little tackers.
Only little one, but good bit of fun on that gear.
Oh, mate, you catch some cracking big ones. We filmed a show earlier this year. Not far from here. Managed to land some really big mahi-mahi there. But I gotta tell you, you lighten the tackle up. Even these little fellas are really good fun. They're probably one of the prettiest fish you'll ever see, is a mahi-mahi. And he's on the jig tackle. It's good fun. Oh, he's
going straight back to where he come from.
I said to turn him away, then he's trying to bust me off on the fad. They travel around in massive schools and hang out on the fads. And this is only a little bloke, but as I said before, I've been lucky enough to catch some really big ones. And you gonna grab him, bud?
Yeah, mate, why not?
Oh, they do play up like nothing else, dolphin fish or mahi-mahi, when you grab them. So you got to get a pretty good hold on them. Gordo's done a good job with that. I'll just pop that jig out really quickly. That little jig, he's only got little sort of raspy teeth, so they're not too bad to put your finger into. And I'd imagine that jig that I've used looks like just about everything that they eat. Anything, little bait fish, looks like that flashing around. So handy to have some of those little jigs there, and you can also drop those to the bottom and flutter them around. But in that case, just in front of the fad, and the colours in that is beautiful. It's just incredible, isn't it? The gold and the green. And
a bit of blue down the bottom.
Yeah, when they get bigger, they get those electric blue pectoral fins and their tail lights up as well, but they're a cool looking fish. One of the fastest, if not the fastest growing fish in the ocean is the mighty mahi-mahi. That one's a very, very young fish. It's probably only a few months old. And even you catch one 5 or 6 kilos, it's only a couple of years old. They grow super fast. Well, mate, we'll get him back in the water, eh?
Righto. Got him that time.
Yeah, that's going all right.
Yeah, no, it's going good, that one.
She's had a couple of bites. So what a mate would do is get the net and get ready.
He would.
But I'm not. I'm dropping straight down.
Straight down and straight into him.
Yeah, the weather is just phenomenal now. I'm glad the weather people, whoever does the weather, whoever puts the weather together, I'm glad you got it right today, because it has backed out beautifully. It was blowing pretty hard there earlier. What do you got, you reckon, mate?
Oh, I'm going to say it might be...
I'm peering down into the blue.
Not really sure.
Doesn't look like a snapper. It's a tusky. Is it?
What is it?
It is. Venus tuskfish.
No, it's some sort of parrotfish.
What is that? Let's get it up and have a look. So I've got the hooks out of this bloke, and I got to say, I have no idea what that is. I think it's some type of wrasse. I thought maybe it was a pigfish, but it's not a piggy. It's got like a coronation-y type tail, and you don't know either?
No, I've never seen one like this before.
I've just grabbed a couple of quick photos of it, so I'm going to ask a few questions and find out exactly what that is. But that could be a new species. You could name this one. It's a different sort of bite then, Gordo. Just when I was getting the bites, I just slowly lifted the rod tip up, and then that just allowed the fish to load up.
Yep.
And actually hook itself more so than me. You just got to get out of that habit of wanting to strike.
Yeah.
And just let it load up. I'm not sure what I've got here, but I'll find out in a second. Oh, hey, talk about species.
Species, yeah.
Check that out.
And that's a reef flathead?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. I finally got this bloke under control. Now, I know flathead they certainly love pink and green. They've got that bright red colour on, but that's probably the last fish that I thought I'd catch out of here. In saying that, the blue spot flatties that live on the gravel, I reckon they'd be an absolute sucker for those lures jigged across there as well. So handy thing to have in your tackle box and just bounce them up and down. But he's that reef flathead. You don't see them very often.
No, you don't. He's sitting up on top of that pinnacle, like
just right up in the reef there, and he's just come up out of the bottom and grabbed it. A cool looking fish, that one.
he hit hard anyway. Erratic head shakes there.
Yeah, what you got, mate?
And he hit it pretty hard. He's
The great thing about those rods, they're so sensitive, you can feel everything that's going on, including the bite, and that's really important with this style of fishing, that you feel the bite. You really got to feel what's going on, but then also telegraphs back through the fact that we're using, braided line, telegraphs back.
You only have to look at that rod there, look.
Yeah, and it tells you what the fish is doing, gives you a bit of a chance to identify what it is before you get it to the top.
Oh, another one of those.
Check that out. That's a ripper, that one. Lift him up. Hold that up. That's a ripper flathead. Very similar to a dusky flathead, these marblies. And the other one that we get offshore, mentioned it before, are those blue spot flathead. This fella's got dark blotches. You can see he'd hang around a reefy area and be quite camouflaged there. But they love these jigs, and I reckon the blue spot fellas along the gravel, this would be ideal. You could put one in the rod holder there and just let it bounce along just above the bottom, and they'll come flying up and grab it. But yeah, he's a good size one. I haven't seen one that big before. Yep. He's a beauty.
Who knows what this is, Guesty? Oh, you wouldn't believe what it is. It is a Venus tuskfish.
Oh, look at that. They are a glorious looking thing. Look at the purple and yellow on that dorsal fin there, blue and purple around his eyes. They're a crazy looking thing. And I wonder if because that's an orange colour, he's thought it's a bit of an aggressive move, get out of my territory there, but they are a cool looking fish. And we got that big wrasse. Weird looking wrasse, tuskfish.
Those jigs,
they're working pretty well, aren't they? Everything eats
the amount of species we've caught on these.
Look at those big buck teeth. They're like a wrasse, very slippery to hang on to, the old tuskies. Get them right up on the reef, of course, Great Barrier Reef. And they come down this way a little bit as well, which is really nice. It's good to see them. Check him out.
Yep. That is a good fish, that one. Oh, look at the head shakes on that, yeah.
Just a little more tail something.
Yeah.
It's always interesting. That's the great thing about this. Just going to find out what it is. What species is it this time? I think we're up to about, 8 or 10 different species. One that we don't even know quite what it was, which was that wrasse, which is a cool looking fish.
Which makes it a lot more exciting. Like
for sure.
You just don't know what it's going to be. It could be a tuna, but it could be something that's hooked in the tail. You just don't know.
Now, you said this was a tuna, Gordo, and I got to tell you, that is
no
beautiful big moe. And where I come from, Lake Macquarie, Newcastle is my home port. I've got to tell you, let's try and get him in the sun a bit further. Mate, that is a prize species. That's a cracker. And another one to the jig. Go the jig.
Yeah.
Big rubbery lips. Check out those big lips. There's a few different varieties. There's the red moe, which hangs around the rocks, which is not a very good eating variety. And you know, I think young fellas, when they start out spearing, they spear a few. You get the big black jackass morwong out on the shelf.
Out deep, yep.
And these blue moes sort of in between time. But they're a cool fish. I said rubbery lips.
And fight all
And
the
they
way
do.
to the top.
There you go. You said, this is a good fish. I heard you say
They
it.
do go, for a sporting fish, they go very well.
Oh, wow.
Now that's a cracking catch. Have you been catching some ripper fish lately? Send in your photo to our Alfab's Cracking Catch competition at the Real Action TV Facebook page. To get you hooked up every week, we're giving away a pen, rod, reel and line combo, an awesome JBL marine stereo system, along with some great gear from Valvoline to keep your marine engine and trailer lubricated.
Now, who would have thought that we were going to close out today's jigging show with a big blue moe? How cool was that? We've caught flathead, Moses perch, bonito, we got snapper, pearl perch.
Yep.
What else have we caught? Nanagai.
Yeah, no, it has been a very busy day.
Moes, you name it. You've been watching Real Action. Michael Guest, Wayne Gordon. We'll catch you next time. Bye now. Mate, he's a cracker. Check him out.
If you want more tips, tricks and behind the scenes stories, check out the Real Action Fishing Podcast.